chapter 10, Grace for the Garden Moments. The garden, it's where destiny gets real. It's where obedience meets agony. It's where you go when the applause is gone, when the crowd has left, when the moment demands more from you than your emotion feel ready to give. I have good news today. There is grace in that garden. Years ago, I heard one of my late mentors, Dr. Charles Edward Booth, preach a sermon entitled The Theology of Geography. The premise was that some places are not just spots, but they speak. They say something to us about God. Gethsemane is such a place. The Garden of Gethsemane isn't just geography. There is theology in the geography. It's spiritual terrain. It's not just a plot of land, it's a place of decision. And whether you realize it or not, you've been there. Some of you reading this or hearing this right now are there at that moment. Gethsemane is the place where you'll get crushed for your purpose, where you will get crushed so your purpose can come forth. The word Gethsemane means oil press, and what happens in a press. Pressure is applied to extract what's inside. That's why it feels so tight right now. That's why it feels so heavy right now, because what's inside you is too valuable to remain hidden and needs pressure to come forth for the task that is ahead of you. So sometimes God allows life to press you, not to destroy you, but to draw something out of you. And in the garden, God gives you grace, something you didn't even know you needed. Grace. Number one, grace to pray while in pain. Jesus didn't run from the garden, he prayed in it. He didn't shut down, he opened up. And he didn't fake strength, he released truth. Hard truth, vulnerable truth. That's the grace of Gethsemane. It's the safe space where you can pray honestly, no mask, no filter, no performance, just Father, if it's possible. That's not a weak prayer. That's a real one. It's the prayer of someone who wants the cup to pass but still trusts the one who gave it. And here's what we often miss. Jesus prayed the prayer 3 times, which means he didn't just pray it, he processed it. Gethsemane grace is the kind that says, come back and pray again. Come back and process again. Come back and pour out again. You don't have to get it all out in one prayer. Sometimes grace means you have space to keep coming back. Number 2, grace to be misunderstood. The same disciples who said they'd never leave Jesus couldn't even stay awake. Jesus asked for prayer support and they are asleep. That is a garden reality. The people closest to you can be the most clueless about what you are carrying. And if you're not careful, you'll internalize their absence as abandonment. But don't miss the grace. Jesus doesn't cancel them, he simply moves forward. He expresses his disappointment with them, and even when they kept repeating what he expressed as disappointment, he didn't cancel them, he kept them. Sometimes the greatest gift you can give in a friendship is the grace to know where they are in maturity and accept them without expecting more. There's grace to release people without resentment. There's grace to keep walking even when your circle can't keep watch. Grace in the garden teaches you that being misunderstood is not always a betrayal. Sometimes it's God gently showing you that this part of the journey is between you and God. Number 3, grace to surrender even when it still hurts. Here's where Gethsemane becomes sacred ground. Jesus says, nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done. That's not him being okay with the cross. That's him being surrendered to the will of God. And that's what grace looks like in the garden. As we stated in the earlier chapter, it empowers you to say, yes, even when your feelings are saying no. It's not that the cross got lighter, it's that the soul got stronger. Grace doesn't erase the challenge. Grace just gives you what you need to face it. And some of us are still here, still sane, still pressing, still pushing, not because we had all the answers, but because we had garden grace. Number 4, grace to be alone, but not abandoned. Please don't miss this. Jesus comes to the garden with the disciples, but he goes a little further alone. Once again, the phrase, he went a little further, bless me, because it means there's a place in your life where no one else can go with you. It's the place where destiny demands more than dialogue. It's the place of spiritual solitude. And here's the grace. You may be alone, but you are not abandoned. The same God who was with you at the table is the same God that walked with you to the garden and is with you in the garden. And it is there where the angel shows up to minister to you and strengthen you. It is there where strength is renewed. It is there where clarity is born. So no, you're not overwhelmed. You're just in the press. But grace is in press too. Number 5, grace for the next step. When Jesus finished praying, he stands up. Don't skip over that. After the pressure, after the tears, after the nevertheless, he gets up. Garden grace doesn't just help you cry. It helps you rise. You're not meant to stay face down in discouragement or delusionment. You're meant to rise up with determination. And when Jesus rises from the garden, he is no longer asking God to change the plan. He's walking in it. That's grace. Grace that moves you from wrestling to resolve. Grace that turns trembling into trusting while still trembling. Grace that gives you the strength to face what's next. So let me ask you, what is your garden? What moment are you in right now where you feel the press, the weight, the decision? Wherever that is, just know this. Grace is present. God is not waiting for you to fake strong. God is wanting you to lean into grace. Grace to pray, grace to process, grace to surrender, grace to stand. There's grace in the garden, and it's enough to get you through.